Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather in the U.S. and Canada. So let's see what's happening in the U.S. We have an enhanced risk now, northeastern Colorado into Nebraska, and a big slight risk from northern Texas to Montana, and a marginal from New Mexico to Montana. Another marginal in eastern Florida. So let's see, tornado threat at 2% there around Montana, North Dakota, and those areas. So be aware there. Tornado or 2 possible. Wind threat is the main threat, so 30% hatched there in northeastern Colorado, parts of Nebraska, and even to northwestern Kansas. So please be careful there. Some hurricane force winds possible. And let's see, probability of damaging thunderstorm winds of 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of a point, and hatched area 10% or greater probability of severe wind gusts 65 knots or greater within 25 miles of a point. So please be careful there. Some big winds, those storms, and a 5% around it. There's also 5% down there in Florida too, so be aware. Hail, just a 5% from New Mexico to North Dakota, and a 50% in Montana and parts of North Dakota. So be careful with the hail too. So let's see. Thunderstorms capable of severe wind gusts and isolated hail will be possible this afternoon and evening across parts of central and northern high plains. So be aware there. And you can read here if you want. There's a lot of stuff. And let's see what might happen. This is the latest HER, so it shows those storms getting going in Colorado, some in Utah, some snow, northern Utah into Wyoming, and then it shows like those storms going to Wyoming, some bigger storms, and then into northeastern Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska, there the severe storms. And then later, let's see, like the 12Z from today showed a similar thing, those severe storms there. Then the low pressure drifts north and more heavy rainstorms into Montana there. This is by like this evening tonight there, shows more Montana tomorrow, Wednesday. Then the low pressure keeps spinning there and then gradually dissipates. But be careful, those storms there could be very dangerous. And let's see, there's also a lot of Cape, especially Montana, most of the Cape, North Dakota, Montana, more energy there. And let's see, some energy further south too, but most of the Cape is up north there. So be aware. And let's see here what else. So here's the significant tornado parameter. It shows some low values around Utah and Colorado, like now, very early. Then later it showed like still some low values in New Mexico and other areas, but nothing crazy, just some low values. And then later it shows like still some low values there around New Mexico, Montana, shows a little bit higher in Ontario and North Dakota. But later this afternoon still shows like a little bit in Montana, some values there, more in Ontario, but nothing crazy. This will be mainly a wind event for those areas, not crazy in terms of tornadoes, but it is showing a little bit higher values in Ontario there. So let's see, later into this evening start showing a little bit higher values in northeastern Montana there, where they have the 2%, so better watch there too. And let's see, the updraft helicity, the chance for rotating updrafts, like the indication of severe storms, shows like higher Nebraska there, Colorado, even New Mexico into Colorado there, shows some bigger helicity tracks, so be aware, northern New Mexico too. into Kansas, shows a lot in Nebraska and Montana there. So be aware. And Ontario showing some tracks too, and be aware. Let's see here. Maybe this is the supercell composite. It shows like more around Montana, North Dakota late this evening, even New Mexico there, but that's too far south, I think. But it's showing more supercell composite parts of Ontario, North Dakota, South Dakota, so be aware there. And let's see, there's the surface-based Cape, shows a lot of Cape parts to the north there, and some Cape in the plains as well, in Florida of course, so be aware. And let's see here, something else. So, and this is the bulk shear, shows in Colorado there because of the higher winds, and in other areas in the north there, but nothing crazy in terms of that, but the shear increases later a little bit. And let's see here, I think from yesterday, this was the wind gusts from the HER yesterday, but because I didn't find the run for today of the wind, so it shows there like some 60 those whites there are almost to like 80 mile per hour gusts, so some 60s and 70s mile per hour gusts in those browns. The red is like 50 mile per hour gusts, so be careful. It goes right through northeastern Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, right into South Dakota. Some very strong gusts with those storms, so many of those wind gusts could be severe. Be careful. And let's see here. For example, those were the wind gusts associated with the storms, but now just the wind by itself, not associated with the storm, shows like some very high winds in Wyoming, especially in the mountains, Montana, in the plains like northern plains, and Colorado, some high winds there because of this trough and everything, so be aware there. And now let's see some rainfall. It shows today around Tuesday, shows still more in Virginia, North Carolina there, Montana, and Idaho shows more, especially Montana. Tomorrow shows a lot in Montana there, and let's see in Florida some more on the east, even California, Nevada some more. Day 3 dissipates a little, but some more in the Midwest and Florida and some other areas. Day 4 shows more there around the plains, the central areas, and still some in Florida. For Saturday, for Sunday, shows more there in the plains for the new system building, so better watch there too. Day 6, still some rain left there in the Midwest and southern Florida. Day 7, still some general rain in many areas, so be aware. Excessive rain shows still a slight risk there in Virginia, North Carolina, for the remnants of that system, and there are some historic rainfall totals there yesterday, so check our community posts to see everything that happened. And there's a marginal risk around that in Virginia, North Carolina, and to Delaware, and a marginal in the Gulf too. A marginal there in New Mexico, Texas, and Colorado, and even Oklahoma Panhandle, a marginal in Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming, so be aware there. Tomorrow, a slight in Montana because of the heavy rain there, and in a marginal as well there. For later, nothing, still nothing, and they have a marginal for Saturday, day 5, so this is the day we have to watch for the severe weather there, for day 5, so be aware. And in terms of that, let's see the next few days here. Tomorrow for Wednesday, there's a big marginal there, all the way from Texas to North Dakota, so be aware, and some storms in the southeast and the west still tornado threat less than 2%, wind 5% in those areas, and hail 5% as well there. So be aware. Isolated severe wind and hail are possible across a portion of the Great Plains during the late afternoon and evening on Wednesday. So be aware there. Tomorrow, Thursday, this is day 3. There's already a slight risk for Thursday across Minnesota, northern Iowa, and Wisconsin, and a marginal from Missouri to Minnesota. So be aware there. For day 3, 5-15%. So let's see, scattered severe thunderstorms possible mid-afternoon to early evening on Thursday across central, eastern Minnesota, and north central Iowa. So be aware there. And let's see, for Friday still nothing, for Saturday still nothing, but they might eventually have something there for the system on Saturday. And let's see here. And now they updated the description. I think they say some wind gusts may be significant, 75 miles per hour plus, like I showed you there. So be aware. And I think the area they extended a little bit west, the slight risk. So be aware there. And now let's see if there's some fire. There's the elevated still in Nebraska, northeastern Colorado, and even South Dakota. So be aware there. Let's see. So despite the marginal relative humidity reductions, the strong gusty winds still favors a few hours elevated fire weather conditions before a cold front and precipitation spreads during the evening. So this mainly before the storms arrive. So let's see here. There's the wind gusts from the European. It shows like today. This is just a model. Many models have a different, but let's take a look. It has like some very gusty winds, that's in miles per hour. Shows up to 55 mile per hour occasional gusts in Colorado, in the Rockies, in New Mexico, very high, Wyoming, like very high too, and then into Kansas, northwestern Kansas, up to 44 mile per hour gusts there, in Nebraska too. So be careful. And then later it dissipates a little bit, but there'll still be the storms there, some very gusty winds, and then it continues in Wyoming. The European keeps these winds very strong in Wyoming, especially just south of Douglas, some areas there. So let's see, it has up to 61 mile per hour gusts possible, so in other parts of Wyoming as well. And let's see, the GFS has also some very gusty winds, but not as high as the European. It has gusty Montana as well, and other areas. And the HER has those very gusty winds passing through northeastern Colorado, those storms there, and then some portions of Colorado and Nebraska up to 67 miles per hour, or even more, because inside those storms can be even more, some 52 miles per hour. Some spots in Colorado might get more than 40 mile per hour gusts. Then this keeps going there, so like 53 miles per hour, 47, 45 mile per hour gusts. So stay safe there. And also shows in Wyoming like some very high gusts too. And then keep showing until tomorrow in Wyoming. This is Wednesday. Tomorrow some very high gusts in some areas, in Montana too. So be careful there. Montana into Saskatchewan, some very gusty winds, and still in Colorado there. So be aware. And then this keeps going, and later tomorrow keeps showing like very strong in Montana, and then this pulls north. So stay safe there. Let's see, some other areas still a gusty wind or two near the east coast, that system, but nothing crazy. Maybe a gusty wind or two near South Florida, but that's like very weak compared to the winds up north. And let's see here, just the snowfall. It shows today, let's see, shows some higher probabilities of snow around Wyoming there. This is the accumulation probability in 24 hours. Shows some higher probabilities there in Wyoming, near northern Utah, even a probability or two in Nevada. So be aware there. And let's see some probabilities in southern Montana as well. And then tomorrow still shows in Wyoming some snow, even California there, and later those probabilities continue. So be aware there. And let's see, we have some high wind watches there in Montana and Wyoming because of those winds I showed you. Some flood watches there on the East Coast because of the systems. Some air quality advisories in California because of the fires. Coastal flood advisories in Hawaii. And some marine warnings in Alaska. They have some hydraulic outlooks in Montana because of all the heavy rain coming. Some flood watches. So be careful there. A lot of rainfall and the gusty winds possible. So stay safe. And the temperature still shows like some 90s today in the southern plains, the southeast and other areas. For tomorrow shows like some 90s still there. Some 80s in the Midwest, and still very cold in the west there. Some 30s, even high 20s Fahrenheit. Some mountains there in California too, in the highest peaks there, very cold. And let's see, day 3 still close to 100 in Texas there, and some 80 is there in the Midwest, and colder across the west there in the morning of day 3. Now day 4, let's see, day 3 was Thursday. Day 4, Friday, still 90s, close to 100 in Texas and Oklahoma. Be aware of the heat there. Some 90s in Florida there, and some 90s in Arizona in the southwest. So be aware. Day 5, still, let's see, still more 90s there. In the south, some 80s and 90s all the way to Ohio, in California as well. And day 5, minimum temperatures shows colder in Colorado, in the Rockies in Wyoming, some 30s Fahrenheit in the morning, so be aware. And day 6, day 5 was Saturday. Day 6 shows some hundreds in the southwest already, some 90s there and some 80s in the south. And day 7 shows like some 100s in the southwest, the maximum temperatures, and some 90s there in the south. So be aware there. And now for Canada, there's also a moderate risk of strong to severe storms. And let's see, especially some gusty winds they mentioned. In area C, a tornado or two, and some small to large hail as well, and heavy rain. So be careful there for today, those severe storms. Let's see, Northwestern Territories nothing, British Columbia nothing, and in Ontario there's also the slight risk there for those potential severe storms that I showed you in the significant tornado parameter and the updraft helicity that showed those tracks there for the stronger storms. So be careful south, no, like northwest and western Ontario too, of those severe storms. And then let's see, tomorrow still shows some storms there, but not as much. And Quebec's a storm or two in western Quebec, but nothing crazy. Atlantic Canada shows nothing, so be aware there. Let's see what they have now. In Ontario, there's some heat warnings there, and in Alberta, severe thunderstorm watches in Alberta. This just got issued like this moment. Severe thunderstorm watches in, let's see, Alberta, Ontario, and there's Saskatchewan, the severe thunderstorm watches, and even a warning there. So be careful, they just added there. They have some stuff in the Northwestern Territories for air quality because of the wildfires still, and the severe thunderstorm watches there. Severe thunderstorms for southern Saskatchewan late Tuesday morning. A few storms may continue In the outlook in Humboldt regions this afternoon before dissipating later today. Conditions are far from severe thunderstorms producing gusts, strong winds, large hail, and heavy rain. So be careful there. Alberta and Saskatchewan and Ontario. They might have something for Ontario later. So let's see here. Shows some rain and snow showers in British Columbia in the mountains and some rain in the south there. Then another system in Yukon and Alaska, some more snow there and rain. And then let's shows the big system, the storms today, and the bigger system tomorrow with the heavy rain there in Alberta and Saskatchewan. So please be careful. Then it goes there. More snow and rain showers on Thursday into Friday, Yukon, British Columbia. And Friday shows potential another system there. Shows a bigger system on the coast there by Saturday and some more snow too. And even to Sunday shows some very heavy rain in British Columbia and some systems later. So Central Canada shows those storms today in Ontario and Saskatchewan and those areas. And then the system comes north there. And Saskatchewan, southeastern Alberta could get hit very heavily with that rain. Then it goes further north into Saskatchewan and goes there into Nunavut and other areas. Then still Friday, some more storms there in Manitoba. Then it goes, but Saturday still shows a system there for Manitoba and Ontario. And let's see the European. It shows those storms today there on Ontario, Saskatchewan, and Alberta, and the system comes tomorrow with heavy rains there, and goes into Nunavut and other areas. So some systems later as well. So stay safe. Let's see, in eastern Canada it shows maybe some showers, a storm or two in Quebec, and especially later today into tomorrow, those storms there, maybe some rain to Quebec and some storms into Newfoundland on Thursday too. And then it shows by Friday, early on Friday, some storms in Western Ontario and some more stuff there, especially by next Saturday and Sunday, some more rain, some systems there. So we'll keep watching this. And the whole area here shows like that first system there goes there from Montana to Saskatchewan and Alberta, and then it goes into Nunavut there. Might have some heavy rain around Nunavut on Thursday. Then it still shows Manitoba and Ontario Thursday into Friday there. And Saturday we start get the system built in there in the plains. Shows in Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska and Kansas very heavy rain. This might just be like heavy rain, not very like severe storms, but we don't know yet. They might be severe or not. So like Saturday to Sunday, some snow in Colorado, and the heavy rain continues from Colorado into Kansas there, as that system continues east there. So we have to watch the system there, and stay safe. So let's see, the temperatures in Ontario shows some areas there like to 28 degrees in Quebec and Ontario, a little cooler at night, but tomorrow afternoon goes right back to 27, 26 degrees, parts of Manitoba as well. So stay safe, be aware. It's actually mild because the rest of the country is kind of cold. And then let's see into Thursday, shows warmer there, like 27, 28 degrees, Manitoba and Ontario. And then in Ontario there, like Friday shows up to 29 degrees. So be aware, a little bit colder on the east, and on the west, very cold, especially on the mountains of the west. There shows like very cold in Alaska, Yukon, British Columbia, and Northwestern Territories and many areas. So be aware of the cold there, like -5, big cold there in the Northwest at night and early morning, even during the day. So be aware. And this mainly it, I think. The rest of the wind gusts shows like that system with very gusty winds goes to Saskatchewan there. Some very gusty winds too. And let's say some 80 kilometers per hour gusts. And then a system before that in Nunavut. Thursday some gusty winds, and then this keeps going. and still some gusty winds in Nunavut by Fridays. Continues there, and then by Saturday again, some gusty winds in Nunavut, and British Columbia as that new cyclone comes to the coast on Saturday there. So bear watch in central British Columbia later too, and show a pocket of gusty winds in Manitoba like Sunday the 22nd. So we better watch there, and this mainly it. There'll be some non-tropical low pressures in the ocean that might stir up some waves and some wind this weekend, and yes, mainly it. So let's see, the rain accumulation from the European shows very heavy rain, more than 100 millimeters in Saskatchewan, Alberta too, but mainly Saskatchewan shows there like 121 millimeters. Manitoba shows close to 100 millimeters too, so there could be flash flooding there too. Be careful, some heavy rain and flash flooding there as well, and the rain goes north into Nunavut and everything, so be aware there. Snow shows a lot of snow in the northwest, mainly in the mountains, but some areas outside the mountains could get a hint or two of snow, so be aware. More snow in those areas. Shows the European showing a lot of snow in Colorado next 5 days until Sunday, and it shows most of the snow in Colorado will be from Saturday to Sunday with a big system there, so better watch. More snow in Wyoming, California, some other areas, so be aware. And the GFS has a little bit less, but also has some in Colorado, Wyoming, then California, so be aware, and Alberta and some other areas. So bye.